Hey, Abdul, tell him to step over this fucking pile, okay? Hey, Long, step over this pile, alright? Don't step over these rocks. Don't step on these rocks. Roll him over, roll him over. Get the winner out! Sorry, Castillo. Sorry, Castillo, can you hear me? Phone number. Are you breathing? 5. Hey, can you hear me? 8. Hey, buddy, you're gonna be alright, okay? Just keep talking to me, okay? IED went off. What? Alright, IED went off, you're gonna be okay.
My name is Sergeant Israel Franco, United States Marine Corps retired. I was on a foot patrol in Sangin, Afghanistan, and we were struck by an IED, myself and a fellow Marine. I survived with some pretty big injuries, and he didn't make it. I'm sorry. I don't like talking about it.
Get out!
My name is Joshua Sust. I was a corporal in the United States Marine Corps with 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines, just recently retired from combat wounded injuries. Wounded in Musikela, Afghanistan on November 12th, 2011, one of the dates I'll never forget. I was on a mounted patrol. My vehicle struck an IED. Me being the vehicle commander, I was ejected. My door was blown off. The injuries I sustained were shattered fibula and tibia in my left foot, and also both bones open fractures to my left arm. We arrived at Dana Point to the harbor, boarded the Catalina Express, which is a really fast boat that I really wasn't expecting. Got here pretty quick. On the way over, the captain spotted some blue whales, which is the largest mammal in the world, which is actually pretty amazing to see.
Finally here. It's time to get started. Been really looking forward to this.
Just arrived here at Catalina Island. Getting ready to look forward to this hunt the next 4 days. Beautiful day, couldn't ask for nothing better. The sun's shining, beautiful sunny California. It's getting better than this.
It's awesome. We're gonna have a great time. Great time.
Bear loaded for bear.
Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate what you guys are doing.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Back up. Okay.
Hey, guys.
Can you see my life? What so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleam, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
To our surprise, the VFW was here, gave us an outstanding welcome. Got to meet everybody at the VFW, Vietnam vets, Korea vets, Iwo Jima vets, which is a blessing all in itself just to meet people like that. Then they sang the national anthem for us, which is really touching. Couldn't ask for anything more welcoming. And then we come up to camp, and I've never been to Catalina before. You just kind of think about what you see on TV, and then you come out to this great wilderness area where you even forget you're in California, away from civilization all in itself. Roll up to this beautiful campsite, fresh, cold water and hot water. You can take showers, brush your teeth. I mean, it's pretty much luxury. I'd rather be out here than probably at the Hilton.
Once we got to the island, I immediately fell in love with the terrain. They brought us to a campsite, and the campsite was just phenomenal. We had our own tents and our own little bivouac area, and get treated like royalty.
How does it look?
All right, guys, y'all ready to eat?
Yeah.
Okay, a little disclaimer on the pheasant. This pheasant was harvested in the field, so just be careful of any steel or lead pellets in it. I went through it pretty good, but you're on your own for eating it.
So the great thing about bringing these guys into a hunting camp atmosphere is that they're ultimately just kind of thrown right into the family atmosphere that we kind of provide. Whenever you're at hunting camp, all your work troubles, your family troubles, everything in life just kind of melts away.
The Catalina Island Conservancy was formed in 1972, and it is one of California's oldest land trusts. We're responsible for taking care of almost 90% of Catalina Island. It's been a great pleasure and honor for us to partner with the National Wild Turkey Federation to welcome some of our wounded warriors to Catalina Island. It is wonderful to be able to give back to individuals who have given so much to our country and have them really enjoy the island and see all the different aspects of the island that we are dedicated to protecting and making available for the public to enjoy.
So two of the non-native animals that we manage are the bison, which we've done a lot of work with over the years to determine a sustainable number, and we have our contraception program where we manage the numbers. And the other main one is the mule deer, which is a introduced animal to the island that has a lot of ecological impacts, and so our goal is to try and manage the herd to a sort of sustainable level. So hunting is really important in a lot of systems across the United States, because really we've removed a lot of the top predators that would have normally controlled the population in natural settings absent of humans. And then frankly, for the last, say, 10 or 15,000 years that humans have been in California, we've been a major predator on all these major land animals. And really, in utilizing hunting here on the island, it's just a natural extension of that. It also has advantages of getting the community involved in the process, out into the interior, and part of the management and part of the sort of caretaking of the island.
Catalina Island is what's called an oceanic island, and that means that it's never been connected to the mainland by a land bridge. And because that actually makes it a particularly special place. It means that every species that occurs on Catalina Island came out either by wind, wing, or wave. We like to say the 3 W's. So that means that it either washed over on a wave or a mat of vegetation in the ocean. It was brought over on the wings of a bird, or brought over and deposited by a bird, or it was blown over by the wind. The native species of plants here, the Catalina Island endemics, the species that only occur on Catalina or other channel islands, a lot of them have lost their adaptations to defend against browsing from herbivores like deer. The largest native herbivore on Catalina Island is the ground squirrel. So you can imagine a ground squirrel only stands, maybe 6-8 inches off the ground. They can climb some trees, but the amount of damage that they can do to the native vegetation is very limited. So when you add a new species that doesn't have any of those restrictions, the species like the deer that can stand, they can reach 6 feet tall in the air, and they can get to almost any area on the island that they want to. A lot of the native plant species will be seriously impacted by them. Here's another example of how deer can affect the individual plants in the ecosystem, and then you can just imagine that on a landscape level. This is a toyon that's been heavily browsed. You can see that almost all the leaves are missing, right up to about a good tall deer's head height, maybe 5 feet tall here. Lots of scraping and maybe antler damage, and they also eat the bark from these trees, and almost no leaves down here. And you can imagine if this drops seeds and the seedlings grow up nearby, those are going to get eaten down as well.
We ended up going on our first hunt this morning, and it was a real adrenaline rush just to watch these animals.
See this kind of lower tree? Right. And he's standing in front of a bush.
Yeah. Yeah, they're getting farther and farther away. It's too far.
Oh, there we go. There's one right up there.
I got her.
You get down. You range it.
Yeah, I need to get back so I can get a better angle.
Okay, get behind your model. There it is, there it is. It's just over 200.
She's not stopping.
No. When you're ready.
I got her.
You got it. All right. That's a down. That's a down deer. Good
Yeah, she's
shot.
rolling.
Good shot. Well, it's a ways up here.
Yeah. They really make you work for it.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah,
Beautiful doe.
yeah, she's not moving.
Good management for the island. Excellent shot.
Thank you.
I'll give a pull from the top too, maybe.
All right, go. We all got to work out there.
I was almost gonna get pulled off there for a second.
As you can imagine, here in California, we have a lot of military presence. And so it's been kind of a natural fit to try to partner with the military bases throughout California to find participants to take part in our growing list of events. So back in the spring of 2013, my good friend, Dr. Andy Saxon, introduced me to Ann Muscott, who is the Catalina Island Conservancy CEO. The Catalina Island Conservancy Board of Directors gave us the green light to host this event. And since then, it's been a tremendous community effort. It was a natural fit to try to coordinate it with the Camp Pendleton Wounded Warriors Unit, which is the Western Battalion of military personnel from the Afghanistan and Iraq wars. And so our 200s today are from Ohio and California. And so this is a good introduction back into the outdoors for both of these guys. And actually neither of them have deer hunted before, so hopefully this will build a lifelong passion for them, that they can have confidence this isn't a limitation in life and they can go back wherever their home may be and still participate in the outdoors.
Being a wounded Marine and trying to get back to civilian life was really difficult for me. Even now, the difficulties you have to face, they prepare you for it, but you really don't know until you get out here. Just trying to get back with the normal process of people. And then I found this great foundation, NWTF, that we're out here on beautiful Catalina Island, going on an amazing hunting trip, once in a lifetime opportunity, and just gets you back to where you feel comfortable again. Especially being in the Marines, you know, back in Afghanistan, sleeping outside, being in the dirt, being gross and dirty. And this is kind of really bringing a peace to myself out here with everybody else, meeting great friends, people I'll never forget.
And the one thing that all of these guys have in common is no matter how debilitating their injury is, they still need to have that confidence. And so a lot of these guys, for as bad as their physical limitations are, their mental makeup can be even more damaged, and their confidence can be really diminished because, for example, with our military personnel, we have guys that are 24, 25 years old in the peak of their physical ability in life that ultimately are just one day wake up and they're limited in their abilities. And so when they come back into civilian life, they're not sure what they can do. And so the great thing about the Wheeling Sportsman program is we try to help them reestablish their confidence and gain confidence so that they can go on and live a normal life and accomplish the goals that they want to live.
It was definitely tough. You lose your fellow Marines, you lose, the body of a Marine. You're no longer able to perform as a Marine, and it was kind of a tough time trying to rediscover, who I was and what I was meant to do. And the Wounded Warrior program, as good as it is, you find yourself alone most of the time, and you begin to wonder and think, what more is there? And one of the biggest things that's helped me is actually getting out and participating in these events, and especially events like this where you're outdoors and you get to actually see, a whole nother side of the world, not so much just the third world, combat zone. You actually get to see nature and meet some really good people, and you see that there's more to life out there than what you've just come through and been through.
The next thing we're gonna do is I got this buck tag left, but doe's fine. As my father always says, you can't eat antlers. Here at Catalina Island, the deer aren't natural to this to the preservation, and it's really destroying the wildlife, the native plants that are here. We're trying to harvest the rest of these deer so they can control the rest of the island, and it's really cool to be a part of something like that. And knowing that not only are you doing something for yourself, but you're doing something for the conservancy here at Catalina Island.
Now we've got some visibility.
Yeah,
no fog this morning.
Last morning.
You got him there, he's just clearing the bush.
No, the fucking grass is in my way.
He's back behind another bush now, moving down. He still has no idea we're here, so let's just move. Try to be quiet on these rocks, but let's just go just in front of that grass that was bothering you and get a seated position. There's a bigger buck here, Josh. See it? It's moving up the hill. It kind of knows we're here, I think.
Well, I'm on him.
Okay, take the shot.
Just to make sure we anchor him.
I don't think he's running.
I don't think he's going anywhere, but it's...
Going home happy today, that's
Last
for damn
minute.
sure.
Last minute.
Last minute.
I like it.
Now you're gonna have to go down there and go get him because I ain't coming with you.
I've got no problem with that.
Oh, that looks good. Great. Thank you for going and get it for me because I sure wasn't going.
Congratulations, Josh.
Thank you.
That's worth waiting for, Josh.
Yeah, definitely.
Last morning makes it exciting that way.
Yes, it does.
And it's been outstanding having such community buy-in for this event because we hope that this is going to be the beginning of a long-lasting relationship between the National Wild Turkey Federation here in California and the Catalina Island Conservancy. And we hope to help a lot of people over the next several years to get outside and enjoy all that Catalina Island has to offer, not only the deer hunting, but the snorkeling and just the natural beauty that's out here. And so we're trying to expose our hunters to as much that the island has to offer as possible in between hunts. And it just makes for a very unique opportunity for these guys, and we couldn't be more excited about this budding relationship.
This is the first time I've hunted any type of deer. It's all in great fun. I can't wait to go back home and get me a whitetail now that I got me a muley deer. I mean, it's actually beautiful. Couldn't ask for a better location, Catalina Island. I just want to say thank you to all the people that made this happen, NWTF, and for the Catalina Conservancy for letting us come out here. And definitely thank you, and Jack, you're amazing. You're the greatest photographer I think I've met. And especially the people out here at Catalina Island for the warm welcoming they gave us when we got here. Much appreciated, and thank you guys, and God bless.
That's awesome. So looking back on the hunt, it was a whirlwind 4 days here, and the combination of NWTF and the Conservancy out here, Catalina Island Conservancy, and the collaboration with not only those two entities, but the entire community, bringing in the VFW and the fire department and anybody who is anybody in town, just really gathered together and rallied around these two guys. And we really did our best to make the hunt about them and an experience that we could let them know how much we appreciate their service. And I know that I ended up having a great time, and those guys, they must have too. And we filled all of our tags, and we did our part for conservation. We did our part for saying thank you to the people who serve our country, and it was just a great experience all around. I'd love to do it again every year from here on out.